meeting of 12 races at Melton tonight, and it's going to be a ripper card. Nice warm night for people that are going out, and if you're not, be watching them on Sky. Number one is my tip in the first race, Making Out, and like it a fair bit actually. This is a Lance Justice trained 4-year-old to be driven by Ellen Tormey tonight. It'll get a good drive from Ellen with the claim. Second at Maryborough to Tyler Bromack last time. Tyler Bromack ripped up the track in the last circuit of that race, 55.9 home, and Making Out clung to its back like a limpet, and it was very good at the finish. I think it's ready to win. It'll either lead or it'll sit behind whatever it does. Tipping number 5 for second, Just Live Life. Really nice 4-year-old as well. Second at Melton last time to a very smart horse in Pembroke Caesar after being placed to that horse prior, and 2 wins in the country before that. Third pick is number 9, Ekavaraya. Went up to Swan Hill for a couple of recent wins there, and also a win at Kilmore last start was a good effort, and it's got a good each-way chance for Andy Gath and Kate Gath. Only a 3-year-old, but gee, plenty of talent. 2, Ballock Buey, disappointing last time at Melton in the final of a series, but very good wins at its 2 previous starts. 1, 5, 9 and 2 to start off. Race 2 on the program, it's a 4-year-old race and a very good race indeed. Our first special comes up here in number 1, Steam Washed. Impressed by its last start win at Bendigo. It didn't probably beat over much in the race. It was a $1.20 favourite, but it was effortless in the way it worked to the lead, and then strangled in the home straight not to win by more. Very good 3-year-old last season, now a 4-year-old mare. She's drawn barrier 1 against some of the boys. Number 2, 7, Real Hammer. This was desperately unlucky not to make the final of the Breeders' Crown last season. It was only 9th in its 7th in its semi-final, where it was badly held up behind Fly Like an Eagle. Came out and won the consolation at Melton after that, and badly away at its later start in a standing start race, the Graduate towards the end of the season. First up, but from a wide alley. That's why I like the 1 to beat it, but it's still got a great chance. He's a very good horse. 5, Western Rockstar resumed nicely when winning easily at Kilmore last time. Was also another nice 4-year-old. And 4th pick, number 6, Metro Mike, who's won 7 of 17. Emma Stewart now taking over as the trainer. She wouldn't need to improve this at all on what it's done so far anyway, but it is first up, but off some good trials. 1, 7, 5 and 6 in a very good race. Race 3, Trotter's Handicap, tipping here number 9, Aleppo Midas. I think he's the quality runner. She just can be a little bit iffy from the stand, but if she trots all the way, she wins for mine. Kate Gath, an interesting driving engagement. Recently trialled well for its resumption here. Hasn't started since making a mistake in the final of the Breeders' Crown 4-year-old, when I know Andy Gath was worried about it. He had Elegant Image, the winner, and he thought Aleppo Midas was a mare with loads of talent and had a chance of beating it. This is a nice mare. She'll go through the classes and could be starting tonight. 15, Gold Star Invasion, a very good win at Melton. 2 starts back. This ex-Kiwi had no luck here last week after a bad beginning, but should follow out nicely from the back mark. 11, Bellings, a very honest horse, and number 1, Orlando's Dream, made it 2 wins in about 4 days last week, and make it 3 for 3 here because it's a leader and draws barrier 1. 9, 15, 11 and 1 in race 3. Race 4 on the card, the first leg of the quaddie, and M1, M2 over the sprint trip. Tipping here number 2, Alchemy. Punters weren't too happy with Alchemy last week because the week before they'd made it one of the favourites, and it got beaten by Well Hello Dolly when it led and got run down. This time it took a sit in a good race last week at Melton, and was able to get along the sprint lane and beat a very good field. 2, Alchemy I think can win. Well Hello Dolly, it's danger. It did beat it last time they met, and Well Hello Dolly's drawn to lead, then take a sit behind it and do the same. Not much between them. 2 to beat 1. Third pick, number 9, Jukebox Music. He's probably the class run. He doesn't win over much these days, but he's drawn behind that early speed, and he'll be running on strongly at the finish in this easier race than what he's been in. Number 8, Bob Dillinger, is also going well. It'll get a good trail as well. 2, 1, 9 and 8 in race 4. Race 5, the Harness Breeders Victoria Tailor-Made Lombo, remembering a great race mare, one of the best we've ever seen, and we've got some pretty smart ones going around here in the form of the mares. 10, Blue Collar Tiger Pie, now with the abdication of Make Mine Cullen, etc., is the clear top pick and probably our best mare at the moment. She can sometimes put in a bad one, but she was very good, winning at her last start 3 weeks ago on this circuit, and that was against the boys too, Wash Me Pockets, etc. Getting back to Mare's Company, the clear top pick. Second pick in the race, number 6, Beach Melody, victim of circumstance last week, caught wide early, had to go back to near last, then make a run around them in the last lap. She's more a leader. She might be able to get to the front here tonight. If she does, very hard to run down. 5, Born Again Sassy, our best bet last week, was hammered in front, and Centonic, who luckily with a late scratching was able to get the inside of the second line behind it with that late scratching, was able to sprint it in the home straight. She's going well, Born Again Sassy. Don't give up on her. And 4th pick, number 7, National Gallery, ran a ripper race last week. 153 at ran its last mile in, and if it runs that tonight, it'll be very hard to beat, but the White Alley might preclude it from winning. 10, 6, 5 and 7 in race 5. Race 6, Trotters Free for All, very even race. 6, I didn't do it. I thought it was very ordinary last time behind Kazanov as favourite in the race, or one of the favourites in the race, but it's a different matter for it tonight. He's, if not our best trotter, he's in the top 2 or 3, and he draws to lead tonight. He's been drawing the second line. He grows a leg when in front. I think last time he led, he dead heated with I Can Do's It, and that's the only time I Can Do's It hasn't been beaten in about 18 starts. Second pick in the race, number 9, Mr. Zion, arch rival in recent times, so I didn't do it. It was forced to work too hard behind Kazanov, went 3rd last time, but it'll get a nice soft trip this time from this good trailing draw in the smaller field. 7, Earl of Mott. He's a dab hand at this level. He's a very tough horse. He'll be able to assert his toughness now with 2 runs from a spell under his belt. And number 3, stablemate Moody Young Jacob, upset a few last week by winning, and might be a good upset chance here again tonight. He's racing in great form. 6, 9, 7 and 3 in race 6. Race 7, the SCW Euro Drive Popular Arm Free for All, a Group 3 race and one of the major lead-ups to the Victoria Cup. The winner is exempt from the ballot for the Victoria Cup, goes straight through, and that should be smoking up. He'll be a 3s-on chance in this race, and I think he's far too good for these. I thought when he ran one of the best races of his career last week in defeat behind Bitter Bliss, because he did a stack of work in the breeze, and they ran 151.8, and when the others were starting to get to him, they went backwards, he went forwards. Bitter Bliss just went forwards too far for smoking up, but he was terrific running second and beat the rest by a big space, and the rest of those are his main rivals tonight. 8, Decorated Jasper, didn't have much luck last week. He's good at this level. He's had 3 runs from a spell, ready to put his best foot forward. 3, He's a Trick, totally luckless behind Bitter Bliss last week and did have some good late pace. It's getting back to the form that won at a host of races last season in its first year at the top level. And number 5, Let's Slash and Burn, got within a metre and a half or a metre of smoking up 2 starts back. He didn't fire last week behind Bitter Bliss, but they went a bit quick for him. 10, 8, 3 and 5 in race 7. Race 8, the Empire Stallions Vicbred Platinum Country Series final, and we're tipping here number 10, Sapphire Swayze. He was a good effort last week, winning 4 to make it 4 on end. He won 3 on end before going for a spell. He came out and won at Cranbourne last week in all-the-way fashion, beating Union Bell, who's one of his major rivals tonight, and Mr. Calypso, who ran 3rd, came out and donkey-licked the field at Geelong during the week. 2, Union Bell for second. Like the way it came from near last, went second to Sapphire Swayze last week, only beaten 3 metres, and the barriers are reversed this time, and so may that decision be. Number 3, Forest Fury, good tough horse, only had the 4 runs, second in the latest 3 of those, all in good company and all doing plenty of work. He gets a decent alley for a change. And number 1, Arians, who beat Forest Fury last time in the heat of this race at Gunbower, was a good effort there, and it can win again from the good alley. 10, 2, 3 and 1 in a very good 3-year-old race. Race 9 on the card, we see the trotting mares go around here, the lower grade trotting mares. I'm going 8, 10, 3 and 1. Number 8, Faster Than Cleo. Quite okay, went second to Argyle Melody here last time. It's an improving type, still a maiden in the Bill Cameron team. Darryl Douglas driving, but it gets its chance to break through here. 10, Mario's Dream's been threatening strongly in recent weeks here. Second last week after a second at Kilmore a couple of days earlier. 3, She's a Head Turn. It comes to Bob Conroy having his first run for that doyen of trotting trainers, and it'll go pretty well. It's got the gate speed to win this first up, and 1, Paddy Maroney for 4th. 8, 10, 3 and 1. Race 10, one of the highlights of the night, and you have to wait a long time for it. Actually, we're looking at race 11. It's probably the big highlight I was mentioning. But this is a good race too. This is a CO race, an MO race rather, the Metropolitan Horses, and it is one of the highlights of the night. Number 1, Jimmy's Gem for mine. Won at Swan Hill last time, broke the clock in the last lap, really ran a blistering sectional down the back and broke their hearts. 27.7 down the back and won there, and it's a very good horse when in front. If it's not in front, it'll be sitting behind Mark Dennis, its major rival. Mark Dennis is back to the form that it showed when first bought from New Zealand about 12 months ago into the Lance Justice team. Very good Maryborough win last time. Number 3, Summer Race is a good sit sprinter. It's got an each way chance, and 10, Dodge the Bullet ditto. 1, 2, 3 and 10 in race 10. The race I was talking about, the race is really whetting my appetite, is race 8. Only 2 winning chances here. Restrepo, who was terrific first up at Ballarat in the heat of this race, beating his main rival here, Charlie McSheen. Goes to the second line this time, Restrepo. Found the lead at Ballarat last time. He ran an unheard of 25.9 his last quarter to win that race, and Restrepo was brilliant in winning. Charlie McSheen terrific in defeat also, hanging to his back very strongly. The barrier draw evens them right up here, but tipping in Restrepo number 8, I think he's got a touch of class. I can see him winning a big race somewhere down the track. Charlie McSheen back to his best form with 3 wins from 3 starts since resuming this season as a 4-year-old. For third in the race, number 3, Travtiano, a good sit sprinter, and 5, Conflict of Interest for fourth. 8, 2, 3 and 5 in race 11. And we finish off with a claimer, and we're tipping here number 10 LGP in a very open race. I liked its third here to Lovely Aces Lombo in the Bill Hutchison claiming stakes last week. Unfortunately didn't tip the winner, it was 50 to 1, but as an old bookie I would have liked the result. Second pick in the race, number 4 Ultimate Deal. He's a good fast front runner, he's won his last 2. Has gate speed inside him this time without his Tactos, but still may find the lead if he does. Very hard to run down. For third, number 5 Give It a Name. Big improver here last week in a much better race, went 6 to Pacific Soul, and 4th pick in the last, number 7 Our Madagascar's a real tradesman, drawn wide, but he'll be running on strongly at the finish. 10, 4, 5 and 7 in the last. Best bets on the card, number 11 in race 11, number 8 Restrepo is my absolute best bet. I think number 1 in race 2 Steamwash, that's race 2, number 1. It'll be a bit of value, this nice mare against some of the boys. The roughie, race 6, number 3 Motor Young Jacob to repeat his effort from last week. And the quaddie, we're going 1, 2, 8 and 9 into 5, 6, 7 and 10 into 3, 6, 7, 8 and 9, coming home with number 10 Smoking Up only in the last leg. 1, 2, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7 and 10, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the last league. There's a jackpot big 6 tonight. I think of something like 50,000 in the pool. 1, 9, 11 and 15 in the first league to go onto the front of that quaddie, and 2, 3, 6 and 10 to come home on. That's harness racing, a big 12 race card at Melton tonight. Good luck.
This preview brought to you by Harness Racing Victoria.